and I retired from service in 2017. Even after my retirement, I'm continuing with my academic activities, engaging classes in some institutions, and engaging this type of short-time programs. Basically, I'm a statistician, and Dr. Shahin has given me this, I should say, the opportunity to take our programming for you. And I'm not wasting your time by saying that R is like this, R is like that, R is better, R is wonderful, like that. No, you just enjoy it and you make your own judgments based on that. And in between, I shall say some history about R and other things. Now, this is not the proper time for that, because nowadays all the details are available in websites, and whenever you want to get some idea about these things, you can get wonderful documents from websites of R and other packages. Now, I had sent the steps for downloading R to the participants, and if it is properly downloaded and installed in your system, you can see an R icon on your desktop. Okay, and how to activate it? Double click on that icon, then you can get this screen. R version 4.1.1, etc., etc., etc. So many things. Don't worry about such things. R is free software and comes with absolutely no warranty. Okay. R is a collaborative project with many contributors, etc. Okay, don't worry about that. Now, I'm sure that all of you have some idea about computer programming and other things. Therefore, I need not waste my time about all the programming details and other one. Here, first of all, I should tell you something about the helps you can get. What are the helps you can get from this package as well as from the other sources? Okay, have you got the screen? Have you got the screen?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes.
And if you click on this help, okay, here you can see manuals in PDF. Manuals in PDF and introduction to R. It is a lecture notes or something like that, about 105 pages. Actually, I started learning R from this. Okay, you can download this and you can save it on your computer. Okay, and other help facilities, R reference, R data import, export, R language definition, all these things we will discuss. Okay, and here also, this is called the prompt. Okay, from here also you can get help facilities. For example, suppose you want to know help about the plot, you just type help bracket plot. Help bracket plot. You will get on the screen the default scatter plot function, generic XY plotting, etc. Yeah, all the details of plot is available. And the most wonderful thing and most beneficial thing is that you can see a worked out example at the end of the description. Okay, you can take this worked out example and you can copy it and you can paste there and you can see how it is running. That is one way of getting help. And another way is question mark. You type a question mark and a plot. The same effect. Same effect. Same effect. Yeah, generic function for plotting art projects. Okay. And at the end of the description, you can see a word example. You simply copy this and paste there and see how it is running. And double question mark is there. It will search the possible websites also, and it will bring you the details. Yeah. And help. So what are maybe help linear models, LM. Linear models. Yeah, you can get the descriptions. At the end, you can see a word example. At the end, you can see a word example. Okay. Therefore, this you should know. If you know this one, without anybody's help, you can learn R programming by yourself. It's okay. All the next. Now, I start from the basics. Basically, it is a software or a statistical software, statistical package to analyze data statistically. We can use this as a calculator also. Okay, you may ask, sir, why are you wasting your time? We can do this in our mobile. Okay, but just for your information, I tell you that R can be used as a very simple calculator. Okay, and all these things I will explain in the program. That is, for addition purpose, we will use plus. For multiplication, we will use star. For division, we will use slash. For power, we will use upward arrow, that is shift 6 key. Okay, and for exponential function, exp. For sine pi by 2, it is this, sine 90 is 1. Okay, all these functions are there. Okay, we can use this as a calculator and maybe a higher level calculator, which can do evaluation of functions also, trigonometric functions, logarithmic functions, exponential functions, something like that. Okay, and so here you have seen 6 plus 7 is equal to 13. Suppose you want to use this 13 for your future purpose. You have to save this. You have to save this one. Okay, then only you can take it. It is very similar to the saving of money. If you want to use your money for future purpose, you have to save that in a bank or post office or in some other institutions. Okay, in R, it is very similar to any other computer language. We will save that in a variable name. We will save that in a variable name. And in R, they are called as objects. Okay, that is A is equal to 13. A is equal to 13. That means the value A is stored in the variable name A. The value A is stored in the object A. If you want to see the value of A, or if you want to use the value of A, you have to type A. You can see that A is equal to 13. A is equal to 13. Okay. Now, R is case sensitive. R is case sensitive in the sense that you have saved the value in the name small a, but if you type capital A, he will say that error, because capital A and small a are different objects for R. Different objects for R. Okay, and it has got both positive and negative impacts. What is the negative impacts? Human beings, we are very notorious for our forgetting something. Therefore, if you use a small a and a capital A in the same program, and unknowingly if you use capital A in the place of small a, it will search for the place of capital A and it will take the value from capital A and it will do all the calculations and it will give you some result. Similarly, in the place of capital A, if by mistake you use small a, it will take the value saved in small a and it will do all the calculations with the value saved in small a, okay? And it will give you a result. If you are not aware of the approximate result, then we may be in trouble, correct? Therefore, we should be very careful when we use the object names. You have to develop your own policy. Okay, what should be my policy for defining object's name? Whether I should use small letters or whether I should use capital letters or first one capital, all other small things, etc. Okay, therefore that is the simple thing about the object names. And no special characters are permitted. For example, $1 is equal to 10 is not permitted. $1 is because a dollar plus etc. They have some specific meaning. Therefore, we cannot use those things in the name of objects. It is true with C or C++ or Fortran or BASIC. Any language is like that. Okay, but you can use underscore and dots. You can use underscore and dots. For example, marks in English. Okay, you can take English underscore marks is equal to 50. Okay, then there is no error. You can see no errors are coming. You can also type and do these things with me. Okay, therefore, this is permissible. It will help you to understand the different words in the object name. Okay, if you write like this, it is good, no problem. But you see, it is very congested. It is very congested, and we have to spend time unnecessarily. We have to waste our time unnecessarily. What is these things? But instead of that, you can use dot also, no problem. ENG marks of SSLC. Now there is a separation between two words. It is permissible. Okay, therefore it is you can see that no errors are there, no errors are there, and English marks of SSLC, then it will give you 70. Therefore, this is the way to define objects, and you can assign values to the objects using equal to sign or less than dash. For example, s less than dash. This is also permitted. This is also permitted. Assignment is less than minus sign. Okay, equal sign. Now I told you that R is a free software. A number of professors and researchers have contributed to R. They have developed their own codes and they have donated for the benefit of the research community. Therefore, different persons might have developed the same thing in different way. Therefore, we cannot say that there is a unique way of doing things in R. Basic things are same, but you can have different way of writing codes, executing programs, etc. Okay. Now this is about defining objects. Okay. And no special characters are permitted. Dot is permitted. Underscore is permitted in the name of the objects. Suppose there are 50 students in a class. Okay, if you define Markov Kuti 1, Markov Kuti 2, Markov Kuti 3, etc., Markov Kuti 50, that is a foolish way of doing things in computers. If you are doing like that, what is the purpose of computer? The computers are used to make our life more comfortable, no? Therefore, we can use some other facilities to assign values to an object. all science students are very familiar about the concept of a vector. Okay, x is a vector consisting of n components. X is equal to x1, x2, etc. xn. X1 is called the first component, x2 is called the second component, etc. In a similar way, we can use the concept of a vector in R. For example, marks. Marks is equal to C bracket. What is this C? You can define it as a combine function or concatenate function like that. That is, combine these values given within the brackets and assign it to the object marks. That is the long story of this short story. C bracket, mark 1, mark 2, mark 3, mark 4, mark 5, mark 6, mark 7, mark 8, mark 9, mark 10. I am giving only 10 values. I am giving only 10 values. If you want to see the values, what is to be done? Just to type the name of the object, marks. Just to type the name of the objects. Okay. Now, what is that 1? You can see that 1, before that 34. The meaning is that that row is starting from the first value of the vector marks. Marks is a vector and 34 is the first value. 34 is the first value of the vector marks. Okay, and I shall explain about these things in detail. A number of built-in data files are available in R. As in many other packages, in SPSS, data files are available, in R it is available, in Python it is available. Okay, many students and teachers and research scholars complain about the non-availability of data. That is, we don't have any data to learn the projects, learn the programming, etc. But in R, it is available. For example, if you simply type DATA, opening and closing brackets, they are used for the functions, then you can see a list of data files available in R. All these data files are actual data files. They are not dummy data files. Okay, airline passengers, monthly airline passenger numbers from 1949 to 1960. BJ sales data with leading indicator. BJ sales lead, etc. BOD, biochemical oxygen demand. CO2, carbon dioxide uptake in grass plants. Chick weight versus age of chicks. All these data were donated to the student community for learning purpose. Okay, we have to say thanks to those researchers, and we will see how we can make use of this data. Simply data bracket name of the data file. Data bracket name of the data file. Okay, there's a data file called reverse in it, RIVERS. We have to give the correct name here. Here you can see the correct, these are the names of the data files, and you have to use it correctly. Okay, you can see RIVERS, length of major North American rivers. Okay, the name of the data file is reverse, and what are the contents of the data file? That data file consists of rivers, lengths of a major North American rivers. Okay, now you enter this one. Okay, if you want to see the data, what is to be done? Type the name of the data file. Okay, you can see. For this purpose, I have downloaded this data. The first line is starting with the first value. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. The second line is starting from 16th value. Third line is starting from 31st value. Fourth line is starting from 46th value. And the last line is starting from 136th value. Therefore, this is 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41. Okay. If you want to see the details of this one, we have to cry, help me, help me, help reverse. Then only it will help. Then only it will help. You wait. Reverse, it is a data sets. Lengths of major North American rivers. Description, the data set gives the lengths in miles of 141 major rivers in North America as compiled by the US Geological Survey. That is what I told you. These data are not dummy data. Okay, they are actual data collected by some responsible institutions. Usage, rivers. What do you mean by user rivers? That is, if you want to use this data, you have to use this name for the data file. That's the meaning. What is the format of the data? A vector containing 141 observations. That is, this data file is a vector. Okay, that's a data structure. Structure of this data file is a vector. Okay, what is the source? World Almanac and Book of Facts 1975, page 406. If you are getting a chance to look at this one, and you can see that in the page 406, you can see this data. Okay, that is what it is meant by 1, 16, 31, 46, etc. This is the starting number of the components in that line, 76. That means this line is starting from 76th component. Okay, suppose you want to see the 44th value. What is to be done? Reverse square brackets, 44. Reverse square bracket 44. Let us see whether it is correct or not. This is starting from 46. Therefore, this one is 45. This one is 44. 730. 730. And this symbol brackets are used for function, representing function, and the square bracket is to get the component. Now you can do wonderful things with these things. If you want to know how many components are there in that vector, length, it is very similar to spoken English. Okay, length of reverse, you will get 141. You will get 141. Okay, if you want to know what is the maximum length, max reverse, you can see 3710. Yeah, where is that gentleman? 3710. 3710. Yeah, here it is. Here it is. And if you want to know which component is 3710, which, you ask which reverse equal to. Single equal to will assign a value. Double equal to will check the logical equality. A is equal to 5 means what? 5 is assigned to A. 5 is assigned to the object A. You don't worry about the object, you can take it as a variable name. 5 is assigned to variable name A. 5 is equal to A is equal to 5 means it will check whether the value of A is equal to 5 or not. It is a logical relation. Okay, which reverse equal to max reverse. Which reverse equal to max reverse. That is, please tell me, out of these 141 elements, which one is the maximum? Yeah, 68th component is the maximum. Here 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68. 68th component is the maximum. If you press on the upward arrow, you can get the statements we have already entered. Okay, you can see upward arrow, downward arrow, right arrow, left arrow, etc. In your computer. Okay, therefore upward arrow, instead of max, if I type min, I will get the minimum 8. I will get minimum 8. Which one? 8th one. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 135 is the minimum of these 141 observations. Which one is minimum? You take min reverse, 135, that we have already seen. 135 is the minimum, and that minimum is the eighth component of the vector. Eighth component of the vector. Okay, I am, please tell me whether I am running fast.
No, sir.
Eh?
No, it's okay,
Because
sir. Speed is okay.
all of you are MPhil PhD students, and therefore you might have studied at least one computer language, C or Fortran or something like that. Therefore, all these things are actually peanuts for you. Therefore, if I am running fast, you please tell me. I can make it slow. Okay. Any comments?
It's good, sir.
Okay, thank you. I mean, okay. And some data manipulations you should know. Some data manipulations you should know. Because many times the data will come in big volume. If you go to any website of Reserve Bank of India or Railway or World Health Organization, especially in this COVID pandemic, you can see that millions of data or maybe trillions of data will be there. For our purpose, we may need only a subset of that. You may need only a subset of that. Why you import all the unnecessary data? Okay, those who have studied Oracle, they know. Okay, using queries, you can extract the required data. Here also, suppose you want to know, you want to take a subset of the data so that the length is more than 800 miles. What is to be done? I am taking R1. R1 is equal to reverse, that is name of the data file reverse, such that, what is the condition? Reverse greater than or equal to 800. Now what is R1 contains? R1 is a subset of the original vector reverse. R1 is a subset of the original vector reverse that contains the values greater than or equal to 800. If you want to see R1, you just type R1. You can see all the values are greater than or equal to 800. You need not count it. You just type length R1. Length R1. Finished. Tell me the mistake. I have to use symbol bracket. For function, I have to use symbol bracket. Mistakes are good for correcting things, no? Therefore, 26 values are there. Therefore, this one is starting from 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. Suppose you want to take those values which are between 500 and 1200. R2 is equal to reverse such that reverse greater than or equal to 500 and that is, these two conditions should be simultaneously satisfied. The length should be greater than or equal to 500 and at the same time it should be less than or equal to 1200. Therefore, if you take R2, you can see all these values are between 500 and 1200. In this way, you can extract a subset of your interest, for your research purpose. This is a one-dimensional data structure. Vector is a one-dimensional data structure. Okay. Suppose you want to enter non-numeric data. Sometimes you have to enter a name of the persons. Sometimes you have to enter name of the institutions. Sometimes you have to enter name of the currency. Sometimes you have to enter name of the chemicals used in your experiments. Sometimes you have to enter names of the plants like that. Okay, anything you can use. Okay, TT is equal to C bracket. You have to enter the data in within inverted comma. That's all. Okay, within inverted comma. University of Calicut. University of Calicut. Okay, Department of Physics. Department of Physics. All these things are non-numeric data. Non-numeric data, and we have to enter them within inverted comma. Suppose you want to see TT, TT is coming. Okay, you can give names of the students, name of the plants, names of the animals, name of the tools, whatever maybe, you can give this in the. Okay, for numeric data, you just enter the data as it is. C combine function or concatenate function, C bracket, values separated by comma. For non-numeric data, for string type data, values values expressed in within inverted commas. Okay, one technique you have learned. Suppose you have to create a table. The first column, name of the student, second column, marks in English, third column, marks in physics. Very easy, very easy. Okay, different ways are there. I will teach you at least 3 ways. Okay, names is equal to C bracket, AAA, BBB, CCC, DDD. DDD. Okay, and marks in English, ENG. ENG is equal to C bracket. You should see that the numbers in each vector should be same. Otherwise, it will give you error message. English marks 78, 89, 45, 90. And physics marks. Physics marks, C bracket, 98, 95, 68, and 87. Okay, in the first column, you need names. In the second column, you need English marks. In the third column, you need physics mark. Data.frame will help you. This is a built-in function. Built-in function that helps us to create a table. Data frame bracket. Data frame bracket. Which one you want first? Names. Which one you want second? English. Please remember that we should be very careful. There should not be any change in the type of the letters. That is, if you are using small letters, you have to use small letters. If you are using capital letters, you use capital letters like that. Physics, PHYSICS. Otherwise, it will say that the object is not found. Yeah, you are getting the table. Names, English, physics. Names, English, physics. AAAA, BBBB, CCCC, DDDD, marks 78, 89, 45, 90, and physics, that, etc. And it is forming a table consists of 3 columns. First column names, second column English, third column physics. Another way, R-bind. C-bind. C-bind. C-bind means what? Binding the columns. That is all. C-bind names, ENG, physics. Yeah, here you can see some difference. Here you can see some difference. Okay, in the first one, the numerical values are coming as numerical values. In the second one, it is taken as a numerical values are taken as string values. Okay, Therefore, this is called the data frame. Data frame. Okay. This is the way we create very big tables. Okay, first one names of the employee, second one basic salary, third one DA, fourth one HRA, then total salary you can find, then deductions, LIC, PF, HR, what all things, deductions you can give, total deductions you can find, net deductions you can, all those things we will discuss today itself. Okay, now this vector structure, it's a wonderful structure actually. Where is our marks? Marks is this, 34, etc. Suppose the teacher wants to give 3 marks as moderation. You just type marks plus 3, finished. Marks plus 3. You can see that 34 plus 3, 37, 67 plus 3, 70, 54 plus 3. Vector-based operations are the highlighting feature of R. Okay, suppose you want to divide marks by marks. You will get 1. First component is divided by the first component. Second component is divided by second component. Third component is divided by third component, etc. And you can see that marks is not at all changed. Marks is there. Marks is unchanged, and you can do all the operations like this. Okay, if you want to add same value to all the components, name of the vector plus that value will do your work. If you want to multiply, for example, principal amount is 1,000, 2,000, 3,000. Okay, rate of interest is C bracket 10%, 12%, 20%. Number of years, C bracket, C is must, 1, 2, 3. You want to find the interest. Okay, why that plus sign? Yeah, that's a good thing. The plus sign means the statement is incomplete. The plus sign indicates that the statement is incomplete. That is, this is how
Sir, one bracket is missing.
That is a meaning. Okay, that is the reason this plus sign is coming. Okay, therefore this plus sign means the statement is complete. We look at the statement and complete it. Okay, now it is the prompt sign is there. Prompt sign is there. Okay, and if you want to see, you can see P is here, and you just press the upward arrow. R is here, and N is also here. N is also here. If you want to find the interest, INT, RST, you can give a name, no problem. It is very close to the actual situation. Volume, you can give VOL. Pressure, you can give PRES, something like that. So that whenever you take your program after 6 months or 1 year, you won't be in confusion. So for what purpose I have used? Suppose you use this one. It will not say anything. It will not say any error because it is legally correct. But after 6 months, if I take IUTHUIP, I will be confused because I don't have that much memory to remember all these things. Okay, so it is always advisable to use variable names which are very close to the actual situation. Okay, so that interest is equal to what? P into N into R. P into N into R by 100. If you want to see INT RST, you can see 1000 into 10 into 1 divided by 100. That is 10 into 10, interest is 100. 2000 into 12 into 2, that is 20 into 12, 240 into 2, 480. 3000 into 20 into 3 by 100, that is 30 into 2, 600 into 3, 1800. That is vector-wise calculation. Vector-wise calculations are there. If you want to add P and R, you just type P plus R, finished. P plus R. Okay, if you remember C, we have tried for I is equal to 1 Tn P of I and R of I you take, and the sum is equal to Pi plus Ri, and next so many things you have tried. But in R, and also Python also it is like that, very similar to that. These component-wise operations are very easy. Okay, a subtraction, you just type P minus R, finished. P minus R. Okay, 1000 minus 10, 2000 minus 12, 3000 minus 20. Vector-wise calculations. Okay, suppose in one you are getting pressure, in another one you are getting temperature, another one you are getting volume, etc. Okay, you can give all those things to them. You can give all those things to them. Any doubts or any comments, please tell me. I am asking my students. Shine sir, how can I make this screen bigger one?
You want to okay. You want to make the screen much bigger.
So that I can see the names of the students.
Ah, okay, okay. Sir, the bottom there is participants is there. You can in the bottom there is participants. You just click over that. Sir, you are able participant. Okay.
Where it is next page.
Panel option or something else. Okay, I am able to see all the participants here on clicking the participants.
It is one.
Participants, there are 55 participants are there right now.
No, that is not working.
Okay, then sir, I'll just ask the programmer and get back to you then.
Okay. I'm asking my dear students, if you ask, because I should not waste your time. Okay, that is after our sessions. This is my word that you will be able to do your data analysis yourself. Okay, that is my objective. Therefore, if you have any doubts, you please ask me. Okay. You should be able to do. Yeah.
Sir?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Sir, how can we save all this data for future use?
Yeah, please wait. Please wait.
Okay.
Please wait. Okay. Please wait for 30 minutes. Okay. Now, this is how we enter the data and we create tables. Suppose you are having 10,000 observations. 10,000 observations. It can happen, no? Suppose you are having 30 variables and you are taking observations from 300 customers in a market survey, etc. The number of observations may be more than 10,000. Is it possible to enter the data at the time of execution? No, you cannot enter all the 10,000 data like this. We have to find some other alternative. You can use Excel. You can use Notepad. You can use Word. You can use SPSS. You can use SAS. You can use MSTED. You can make use of any other softwares like that, application like that, and you can enter the data when you get a time. When you get a time. You can enter the data when you get a time. Okay, suppose you are getting time to enter 1,000 data today, you enter 1,000 data and save it, and you enter 2,000 data tomorrow like that. And after completing all the 10,000 data entry, you can import data to our environment. Okay, that is what I am going to teach you now. You take your Excel sheet, any Excel sheet you take. We can do this in 3 ways. Okay, I will teach you all the 3 ways. At least 3 ways, I should say, because I know only 3 ways. Therefore, that doesn't mean that there are only 3 ways. You take a new sheet and don't waste your time. You just only a small list of data. Okay, name, height, weight. Name, height, weight. Okay, name, let it be A, B, C, D, E. Height, let it be in centimeters, 156 centimeters, 178 centimeters, 180 centimeters, 145 centimeters, and 179 centimeters. Okay, weight 67 kilograms, 78 kilograms, 56 kilograms, and 89 kilograms, and let it be a big man with us, 100 kilograms. 100 kilograms. Okay, now we have completed our data entry work. Please listen. Save as. I am saving on my desktop. You can also save somewhere. Okay, as text tab delimited form. Text tab delimited form. We can save in a number of ways. You can, all these are different possibilities. Excel workbook, Excel macro, Excel binary, Excel that, etc. And we select text tab delimited form. And you can give a name for this one. What is the name we can give? Example 1. Example 1, because we will do a number of examples. We will do a number of examples. Example 1, save. Save. Now, if you go to desktop, you can see that file is available there. EX1 is available there. Suppose I am sending a letter to you. I am sending a letter to you. The postman or the courier service agent has to deliver that letter properly. For that purpose, it is a must that I have to write your address correctly. If I am not writing your address correctly, that postman will send that letter back to, there's a service, Dutch postal service. Okay, therefore you don't worry about by hearting all these things. You just right click on that file and click on properties. Click on properties. Here you can see the location. Here you can see the location. Don't by heart it. Simply copy it. Simply copy it. And remember the name of the file, EX_1. All E and X are capital letters. Now I am going to R. Now I am going to R. Now I am going to R. Okay. And I am giving one name for my data file. What one? EXCL Excel1. Excel1 is read to table. He is the VIP for us. He will do our work. What is his work? He will take our data from there. Okay? And you paste the ingredient here. What is the ingredient? The address. Address is our ingredient. Okay? We have to write the address in the folder, okay, on the front page of the cover, no? Therefore, you have to put a double inverted comma, and you have to make it double slash. You have to make it double slash. Double slash. And I have to write the name of the person. What is the name of the person? EX1.txt. Now, R can understand who is the person. ex1.txt is the person. What is his address? He is living in flat number 22, that nagar, this nagar, PO, etc. What is that flat number 22? C, users, HP, desktop. In my case, it is this. In your case, it will be different. Okay. And what was the first row? Name, age, height, etc. That is not a data. That is the header line, the name of the variable. Therefore, we have to tell that also to the postman. My dear postman, there is a headline, that is not the data. Okay. Therefore, now that file is in our R environment. That file we have created in Excel and saved in desktop is available in R now. If you want to see him, you have to call him. Then only he will come. He is on VIP. Okay, you have to invite. What is that one? What is a mistake? Yeah, tell me the mistake. Tell me the mistake.
X is capital.
No, X is capital. X is capital. Okay, therefore he says that I cannot find such a person. What a fool you are. Okay, you are not writing the address properly. Okay, I have corrected my mistake. Then he has accepted. This is the file we have created there, correct? A, B, C, D, E. Where is our Excel file? It is available here. It is available here. Name, etc. Now that is available in R now. That is available in R now. That is
So
available.
can you just open the text file on the desktop?
Sure.
How it?
Yeah, it will be in Notepad.
Yes, sir. How in Notepad it would be like?
Yeah, same way. Name, height, weight.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
It is now it is a text file. Because computers are very happy with the text files. Okay, if you take Python or any other thing, they welcome text files than other files. Okay, now that file is there now. Therefore, whenever you get time, you enter the data. You enter the data in Excel or in Word or in Notepad, any other applications. You can invite that to import that to our environment for your. Okay. Suppose you want to create a new column. Create a new column. For example, BMI, body mass index. Girish, what is the formula for body mass index? Weight by height square into 100 or height by weight square into 100?
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, I am using Linux, so in which I can't see the file format text delimited tab option. So how can I save this in Linux when I'm using this data in spreadsheet?
I have to say a big sorry to you. I don't know Linux.
Okay.
I don't know Linux.
Okay,
Linux
sir.
version is there, Mac version is there, all those things I know, but I have never worked with Linux.
Okay.
Therefore, it is, you please discuss with Shaheen sir. He is an expert in Linux and Ubuntu, etc.
Sir, I'll contact someone and let her get her problem solved.
Yeah, please, I am sorry, extremely sorry.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
I know a little bit of Mac, how to work R in Mac, because I was having Mac for some time, and I have never used Linux. Therefore, I'm not any experience with R in Linux. Shahir sir, please help that students.
Yes, sir. Sure, sir.
Okay. Now,
Okay.
there is a concept called body mass index. Body mass index. I think the formula is weight by height in meters square into 100. Okay, let us try. Okay. Now, you have to create a new column. Please listen. The technique is very simple. It is better we attach the file. if so many files are opened, the computer may be in confusion, no? If it is, but now Excel 1 is active. Okay, therefore we have to create a new column that is Excel 1 $BMI. What is the meaning of this short story? The column BMI of the file Excel 1. That is the meaning. The column BMI of the file Excel 1. And you have to teach him. You have to teach him how to find the values in that column. How to find that values in that column? That is, if I remember correct, it is Excel 1 weight. That means you take the values from the column weight divided by Excel $1 height. That should be in meter. Okay, that means what? You have to divide by 100. Here the height is in centimeter. Okay, therefore to convert that into meter, you divide by 100 and you have to take the square. You have to take the square of, this is a formula for BMI, body mass index. Weight divided by height in meters, square of the height in meters. Okay, no error. Now if you see the file, you can see a new column is added. BMI. 27 means he is little bit obese. Okay, weight is 67. 24, I think it is normal. 17 means what? He is very lean. Okay, now you are getting some idea. How to create a new columns. If you know basic and DA, how to find the total salary. Take DA, take basic and you add it. If you know the deductions, PF, LIC, house rent, loan, etc. How to add all those things? Total deductions is equal to PF plus LIC plus house rent plus loan. Suppose you are not happy with these 5 decimal places. Okay, what is to be done? Round. We can round the values. Okay, how to round values? Okay, that is round bracket. How many decimal places you want? Suppose you want only 2 decimal places, comma 2. If you want only 3 decimal places, comma 3. If you want only 1 decimal place, comma 1. Yeah, now you want to see that file, Excel 1. Yeah, now it is 27.5 only, 24.6 only, 17.2 and 8, therefore 17.3. Okay, since it is greater than 5, it is adding 1 to the previous decimal place. Clear or not? Clear or not?
Sir, once again, what is the meaning of dollar sign there?
Dollar means it was created in America, I think. This R language by Rosehak and Robert Gentleman. Okay, if it were created in India, we may use Kakri, Kukru, etc. No problem like this. Okay, this dollar means it is a link. It is a link. Okay, that is Excel 1 $BMI means the column BMI of the file Excel 1. Therefore, this dollar connects BMI and Excel 1. BMI and Excel 1. Okay, it is the way the programmer has designed it. Okay, and we have no other options. Excel 1 $weight means column weight of the file Excel 1. Excel 1 $height means column height of the Excel 1. Therefore, it will take the value from weight 156 67 divided by 1.56 square. Let us verify. 67 divided by 1.56 square. That is 27.53123, this value. Therefore, it is taking 67 divided by 156 divided by 100 and the square of that. Another one, 78 divided by 1.78 square. 1.78 square. It is 24.61. Therefore, a new column is generated. A new column is generated using the values in the existing columns, and the table is updated. The table is updated. For example, if you know that the basic salary is this much and DA is 20%, you need not enter basic and DA. Okay, you just enter basic is equal to C bracket 10,000 and 20,000 and 30,000. Okay, and what is wrong? Yeah, basic is this. Suppose a DA is equal to basic into 20%. That is 0.2. Therefore, data.frame basic comma DA. Basic comma DA will give you a table. Okay, you see, it is giving in a scientific notation. 1E plus 4 means what? 1 into 10 raised to 4, 2 into 10 raised to 4, 3 into 10 raised to 5, etc. Therefore, this dollar is the connecting link. Okay, something like that, no? When you write a document, when you buy this one, it will write like that. Mr. A, son of Mr. A square, okay, residing in etc. In a similar way, a BMI column of Excel1. Is it clear?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Now I should say something about adding two data frames. Suppose you are working as a team. And one member collects some data, member 2 collects some data, member 3 collects some data, etc. Finally, you have to add all these data frames to analyze the data. Okay, one method is simple. What is that? New is equal to C bracket, the name is F, height is 168 centimeters, and weight is 76 kilograms, and BMI is what? Weight divided by 1.68 square. 1.68 square, because we have already calculated. That. Now you want to add this to other one. Just write R binds Excel1. R bind Excel1 comma new. Oh, what is the mistake?
Underscore ഇട്ടിട്ടില്ല.
Underscore ഇട്ടില്ല. Yeah. What is that? Oh my God. That much decimal place I don't like. Therefore, that much decimal place I don't like. I can make use of a round to one decimal place. Round to one decimal place. Okay. Yeah. You can add queries. Yeah. That is Excel 1 only. R bind. Yeah. Therefore, Excel 1 contains 5 rows, A, B, C, D, E. Now, whether it is 1 row or 2 row, no problem. You can add like this. You can add like this. Therefore, before the final analysis, you can club everything together. You can club everything together. You can club everything together. Now I am going to teach 2 more things in another 5 minutes. This is, now from this operation, now it is clear that R is an interpreted language. As and when one statement is typed, it is executed. You can see the results. Okay. Suppose you want to execute some previously written part of the program. You want to check the value again, like that. It is very difficult. You have to use this upward arrow again and again and again to see the statements. Okay, it will kill our time. It will kill our time. We can use editors. We can use editors. Click on File, New Script. Editor is coming. Editor is coming. Editor is coming. Okay. Now, here we write the codes. Here we write the codes. Okay. For example, another row is there. Another row is there, G. Therefore, new one. New one is equal to C bracket G and height is 150 centimeters. Weight is 80 kilograms and round brackets 180 by 1.5 square. Okay, 1.5 square correct to 1 decimal place. 1 decimal place. Okay, and you want to add with the Excel 1. Okay, R binds Excel 1. R bind Excel 1. That is together with the Excel 1, you add this row. That is binding of the rows. Binding means what? Putting together. R bind. That is what I told you. It is very similar to spoken English. You need not use full sentence with the full grammar, etc. R bind means row binding. Okay, Excel 1 with the new one. New one. Now the codes are written there. Now you have to select these statements. You have to select these statements. You have to select these statements, right click, run. Then only it will execute. Then only it will execute. Okay, you can select these things, right click, run. Now you please tell me why you cannot see F in the table. Why you cannot see F in the table? Some of you can unmute and tell. You are seeing only A, B, C, D, E, G. F is not there. There are no good answers. There are no bad answers. Only answers are there.
Yeah.
പറയൂ എന്തുകൊണ്ടാണ് നമുക്ക് എഫ് കാണാൻ പറ്റാത്തത്?
Sir, you have not saved the previous command.
വണ്ടർഫുൾ വണ്ടർഫുൾ. അവിടെ നമ്മൾ എക്സിക്യൂഷൻ മാത്രമേ നടത്തിയുള്ളൂ. ഒരു സ്റ്റേറ്റ്മെന്റ് എക്സിക്യൂട്ട് ചെയ്തേ ഉള്ളൂ. ആ എക്സിക്യൂട്ട് ചെയ്ത റിസൾട്ട് ഞാൻ സേവ് ചെയ്തില്ല. അതാ ഞാൻ പറഞ്ഞത്. നമുക്ക് ഉപയോഗിക്കണമെങ്കിൽ നമ്മൾ സേവ് ചെയ്യണം. ഓക്കെ, therefore I have to save it. Here I have to do that. Upward arrow, upward arrow, upward arrow. R binds new. Okay, new one. New. Where is that? Yeah, Excel 1. Excel1 is this, and R bind this one. Okay, and R bind X new one. നമ്മൾ ന്യൂ എവിടെ ചെയ്തത് നോക്കട്ടെ. ഇതാണ് ന്യൂ 1 ആണത്. Where is new? Here is new. Here is new. Now I am simply pressing my upward arrow button. Okay, new, where is new? Yeah, I have to save this in Excel1. Then only the Excel1 will be updated. Excel1 will be updated. Okay, now Excel1, I can see F is also there. F is also there. Now, if I execute, this is advantage of editor. This is advantage of it. Suppose you can see I will write programs consisting of 50, 60 statements. Suppose you want to execute some previous codes. Okay, it is very easy. You just go up and select that statement and run. Now you can see F also included there. F also included there. F also included there. This is a use of editor. This is a use of editor. Now, another important thing. Now, this is called the base module. This is called the base module. Base module means what? The base module contains all the functions, all the facilities required to do basic analysis. Basic analysis. Suppose we have to do some specified high-level analysis, sophisticated analysis, we have to install packages meant for that. For example, if we are having simple cold or something like that, we will go to University Health Center. They will prescribe some medicines, etc. If it is little more serious, we may go to Chelari Hospital or Ramnathera Hospital like that. If it is again serious, we will go to medical college. If it is again serious, we will go to Sri Ithra Center or Tata Institute of Medical Sciences like that. Okay, you know that more than 10,000 packages are available in R. More than 10,000 packages are available in R. Don't get afraid of this number 10,000. That includes all the packages for engineering, science, botany, doctor, philosophy, psychology, education, geophysics, geostatistics, so many things are there. In our lifetime, we may need only 20 or 30 packages. And whenever you want, you can install that packages, and whenever the purpose is fulfilled, you can delete that package, and in the next time, whenever it is needed, you can install and continue like that. Okay, they are the specialist doctors. Okay, and what is to be done? Click on packages. Click on packages. Click on packages. Then we have to select set CRAN mirror. What is this CRAN? Comprehensive or Archive Network. Comprehensive or Archive Network. Click on that. Click on that. You just understand that these are the almirahs in a library. Don't break your head on these things. All these are almirahs where the books are stored. You can select some, but here you remember that in all the almirahs, the same books may be available. Okay, and you can select. And I suggest that we select a country which is very close to our place. Okay, India itself is there. India itself is there. Italy is there. Japan is there. Korea is there. France is there. Germany is there. Okay, we are getting a chance to go to Germany. Let us go to Germany. Okay, now Germany is selected. Again, click on packages. Click on install packages. Click on install packages. You will get a long list of packages. You will get a long list of packages. Suppose you please take a package, is a DPLYR. Tomorrow, the whole day, I will be speaking on DPLYR. Wonderful package for data manipulation. Wonderful package. Therefore, now itself we finish that installation. DPLYR, IJKLMNOPQR. Therefore, P somewhere here. DPLYR. Yeah, DPLYR is here. DPLYR is here. Select that one. Click OK. Click OK. Wait for some 1 or 2 minutes. Yeah. Oh, it has completed the work. Package DPLYR successfully unpacked and MD5 sums checked, etc., etc. All those things are not at all important for our purpose. Okay. Therefore, now DPLYR package is available. DPLYR package is available. Now, whenever you, yeah, please. Please. Somebody was asking something.
Can you repeat that process, please?
Yeah? Hello?
By mistake, someone unmuted.
Okay. No problem. No problem. And whenever you want to use this, now what is this one? This book is available in your Almira. If the book is kept in Almira, you cannot read that book. You have to take that book to you. That book should come to your hands. Library. Library DPLYR. Library DPLYR. Library bracket DPLYR. Wonderful package. Tomorrow I will teach you about this. Now what about this thing? Library is available. That package is available in R environment. Now you can use all those things. Suppose you want to know more about DPLYR, what is to be done? Cry. Help me, DPLYR, help me. Okay? You will get all the details. DPLYR package is there. To learn more about DPLYR, start with the vignettes, browse, etc. Authors, these are the authors, and useful links. DPLYR, another package is Tidyverse. GitHub, so many things are there. Okay, for useful links are here. Click on that. Yeah, overview, mutate, select, filter, summarize, arrange. These are the functions which we can do using DPLYR. Okay, and it is giving all the details. All the details. If I teach you all these details, tomorrow itself you can stop coming to my class. All the help files are there. Such a beautiful help files are there. But I suggest you attend the class so that to read these things, you may need 2 hours. But if you attend my class, you can learn in 5 minutes. Okay? Therefore, that is the advantage. Again, so many authors have written wonderful tutorials for these things. Okay? How can I make it down? I'm not able to see my, yeah, thank you. DPLYR package. You just type tutorial on DPLYR package. Yeah, it is already in there. It is all, yeah, wonderful. Data manipulation, 50 examples. Data manipulation, 50 examples. Okay. What is DPLYR? What is special about DPLYR? Important DPLYR functions, etc. It is giving so many things. It is giving so many things with so many examples. All these things we will do tomorrow. Okay. So this is, but my message is not that. My message is how to install a package. Okay. Another wonderful package is ggplot2. That also we will use one day. What is to be done? Repeat. I repeat. Packages. Set a CRAN mirror. Okay, this time let us go to France, Paris. Where is Paris? Yeah, Paris here. Otherwise, nowadays we cannot go to Paris. Okay. Install packages under this Corona pandemic time. We can go to Paris now like this. ggplot. Where is ggplot? A, B, C, D, E, F, G. It is in the alphabetical order. Therefore, it is easy for us. ggplot2. Wonderful graphs. Wonderful graphs we can create. Wonderful graphs. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L. Okay, G is somewhere here. ggplot. GG, GG, IJKL, MNOP, yeah. MNOP, yeah, ggplot2. Select that, okay. It will take 1 minute sometimes. It has started downloading. No, it didn't take that much time. Yeah, it is available. Okay, again, you can, it is better. Please make this to upside. I am not able to do this one. Yeah, please, I am not able to shift this to some other place. Okay, you can take a tutorial on ggplot2. Okay, ggplot2, and I suggest that you take this one today or tomorrow and just to read these things. Just to read these things once, so that this is not a good one. Videos are also available. The complete GGP tutorial, okay, and we can create wonderful graphs using that one, and we will create also. All these things we will do. You can see different colors like this, okay, and ggplot2 is an expert in doing these things. The base module can do some type of graphs, but he is not able to do this type of special graphs. Okay, special graphs. That is not visualization of data. Okay, visualization of data. Okay, DPLYR and ggplot2 we will do tomorrow. Therefore, you please read, if possible, you please read the first few paragraphs of these two articles. Okay. Therefore, that about the installation of packages. Okay. When I teach you RStudio, you can see it is very easy. In RStudio, it is very easy. Okay. But I like R because in R, we will get a wide screen. In RStudio, the screen is partitioned into 4. Okay. And the next type of data structure is matrix. You all know what is a matrix. It's a 2-dimensional array consisting of mn elements arranged into m rows and n columns. Okay. Suppose you have to prepare a matrix. Okay. Something like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, if you make a big matrix, you have to type all the elements now, like this. What is to be done in R? My matrix 1. I am giving the name as my matrix. Okay. Matrix brackets. Matrix is the name of the function who is an expert in creating matrix. Therefore, we have to make use of the help of matrix. Okay, matrix C bracket. C bracket all the elements. Suppose the elements are, for convenience, I am taking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. All the elements are there. Suppose I am given this number, 16 numbers, and if you are asking me to create a matrix, I will be in full confusion. You have given me 16 elements. I can create 1 by 16, 1 row and 16 columns, 16 rows and 1 column, 8 rows and 2 columns, 2 rows and 8 columns, 4 rows and 4 columns, like that. Then what about the poor R? He will be more confused. Therefore, we have to make him free from confusion. We have to specify at least one of the numbers of rows or columns. N rows. N rows is equal to 4. N rows is equal to 4. And how we are giving the data? We can give the data either by rows or by columns. Therefore, you have to specify by row is equal to true. By row is equal to true. That is, I am giving the data row by row. I am giving the data row by row. And there are 4 rows. I have solved out. Let me check my rows or my row. If it is not correct, he will say error. Yeah. Therefore, n row is equal to 4. N row is equal to 4.
Sir, you have done 12 was 1 comma 2. That may be the mistake.
1 comma 2 comma 3 comma. That is not a problem. That is not a mistake actually. It will take us 1. That's all. Let me check. Yeah. Now he is happy. Therefore, you have to give all the elements in a single column, single row, and you have to specify how many rows are there or how many columns are there, and you have to say the way in which we have given the data. We can give the data either by column wise or row wise. Okay, by default, it will take column names as comma 1, comma 2, comma 3, comma 4. Row names are 1, comma 2, comma 3, comma 4, comma. I am not happy with that. I want to change the row names. Row names of my math 1. I have to give good name for my children. My math 1, M is again small. He will not be happy. My math 1 is equal to C bracket. Okay. Suppose it is a business. Okay. This you can give what name you can give. India. Pakistan. Sri Lanka. And China. Something like that. Now you see my math 1. All these 1, comma 2, comma will not be there. My math 1. Yeah.
So today we thought of finishing at 12 o'clock.
Oh, please, you should have told me. That's all. Okay. I thought we
Maybe
started.
some.
I thought we started 11. 11, no?
No, sir. We started at 10:30.
Okay. Sorry.
No problem, sir.
Oh,
That's.
I will take only 30 more seconds.
Yes, sir. No problem, sir.
Okay. Now you can see the row names are like this. Instead of 1, 1, 2, etc., it is changed. Similarly, you can change call names. Call names of MyMat1. MyMat1. Call names of MyMat1. C bracket. What columns names you can give? Okay. Call 1, comma. Call 2, comma. Call 3, and call 4. Call 4. Because they are string characters. Therefore, you have to give in inverted commas. Now you see MyMat1. MyMat1. That comma 1, comma 2, comma 3, etc. will be replaced by call 1, call 2, call 3, call 4. This is the naming ceremony of a columns and rows of a matrix. Now this is the advantage I told you using the editor. Suppose you want to execute this thing again, you just select these two statements and run. Yeah, our old Excel is coming. Suppose you want to execute this one, you select these two things again. But if you, this is called the console. This one is called the console. This one is called the editor. If you enter the data and codes in console, it is very difficult to re-execute the statements we have already done. You have to use upward arrow again and again and again. Here, you select these things and execute. That will be. Please take some time and tell me your comments and your suggestions, whether I am running fast or ideas are not clear, or it is boring, or it is useless, or it is time waste, or something like that. You can make all your suggestions so that I can make my classes in a better way. In chat box, you can type.
Sir, one question. For example, if you are dealing with one data, a lot of comments you typed. So the same thing would be repeating for a different data. In that case, instead of command prompt, you write a program.
No. That is the advantage of this attach. When you attach a data file, then for that time being, only that file will be there. Now, if you want to do the same thing for another data file, you can copy this and paste there, and you can do it. You can do it.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Okay.
Second
and
request.
I will select all these things, and I will send to Dr. Shahin. And if we
I live share it to all.
Yeah.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. So that that is advantage of these things. Since I am all these things I can share you.
The
Now
control
itself, because and all unnecessary things you can delete. That is output you can delete, and I will paste here. I will paste here, and I will paste here, and I can actually. This is advantage. You need to do program for a problem, for a type of problem only once. And you can save this in your computer with some name. And whenever you have to do the same program with another data, you just change the data. You just change the data. Okay. And where is my word? Let me take one Word file. Let me take my Word file. Today it is August 17th. Okay. A new data file I can take. And I am saving all those stuff here. Okay. And I am saving this file as August 17th. August 17th. Okay. And I am taking this to boss Dr. Shaheen. Yeah, Dr. Shaheen. And what was the file name? August 17th. August 17th. Yeah, it is sent to Dr. Shaheen. Please share in the group. Okay. And
Yes,
if you
sir,
have
yes,
some
sir.
doubts, you please ask me. Or if you have some comments, you please tell me. And it is my promise that is after these 15 classes, you will be able to do all the preliminary analysis independently. And you will be capable of referring to some materials, some packages, etc., to do higher level analysis. Because 15 hours is not sufficient to go to higher level analysis. Therefore, all preliminary things we will cover in these 15 days. Therefore, I request that you share your feelings. Without any hesitation. Feel free to contact me. Okay, and I shall give you my email ID also. rajunical@gmail.com. gmail.com. Raju, University of Calicut. Therefore, when you study something and if you have some doubts, you send me. Surely you will get a reply. Surely you will get a reply. Okay, thank you all. Shine, sorry for taking more time. Hello? Hello?
Yes, sir. It is a privilege for us, not a thing. Then I thought
Okay.
because after 12:50, 12:30, the WebEx would be
Oh, I know that.
That is why.
I'm also like late Professor Vasudevan sir. For him, 1 hour is
Yes,
equal to
sir.
1 hour is equal to 100 minutes. He's taking time also in metric system. Okay, you know, have you got that experience? If he starts, if he
yeah.
starts class at 10 o'clock, sometimes he
Yeah.
may go up to 2 o'clock
Yeah, yes.
continuously. Oh, okay. Thank you once again, and we meet tomorrow.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Okay, with your permission, shall I leave?
Sir, one small message to the participants.
Okay, please.
One thing, please share your email because your email and all data I have with me in the Google form. But out of 150, some 60 people turned up for this class. So I want to add them to the Moodle platform so that out of some 20 simple examples, we will ask some 5 questions every day so that it will be useful for the evaluation purpose. So that ATC purpose we are following for the evaluation, all multiple choice only. So second thing, tomorrow our class time is 10 o'clock. Or so what is the time you find it convenient.
Any time is convenient for me.
Then what about the participants? If you have any suggestion over that, can you unmute and tell me, please?
Any time is convenient for me.
Okay. Okay, then we will start tomorrow at 10 o'clock. If
Okay, fine.
no one is okay, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Once again.
WebEx for Zoom. You will send the
No,
link, you know.
Sir, from tomorrow we will be using only Google Meet.
Okay.
I have shared the Google Meet
Link. Okay.
yeah, already to the participants, and sir, I'll be sending you the mail in the email. Tomorrow, 10 o'clock, we will see tomorrow.
Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you once
Any
again.
students from social science faculties or language faculties?
Sir, I have to see that someone has to.
Because if some students are there from commerce economics department, I have to take some. I have to take some examples from their faculties also, so that
yes,
they'll be interested in that. No, otherwise I will be using only examples from science. Yeah.
Yes, sir. So far I have seen from most of the people are from physics and some chemistry, and a few statistics students are also joined.
Okay. Okay, fine.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Once
See you
again.
tomorrow. Okay, thank you all my dear students. Okay, because today I am a little bit accelerated, because I am getting a chance to take a class after so many days. Okay, therefore.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Thank you, sir.
see you later. Okay, thank you.
Great pleasure. Thank you, sir.
I think you have to leave me, or I have to. Where is the?
Sir, you can leave. We will. I have 10 minutes more.
Where I have to click?
So you can just or you can.
This cross mark?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or you can close. Yeah, cross mark. You will be. പാർട്ടിസിപ്പൻസിന് ഇനി എന്തെങ്കിലും പറയാനുണ്ടോ?
സാറേ ഇമെയിൽ അഡ്രസ് അയക്കേണ്ടത് രജിസ്റ്റർ ചെയ്യാത്ത തുടക്കത്തിൽ രജിസ്റ്റർ ചെയ്യാത്ത ആൾക്കാരാ?
അതല്ല, കാരണം ഈ 150 ആൾക്കാർ ഒരുമിച്ച് എനിക്ക് പിന്നെ മൂഡിൽ ലോഡ് ചെയ്യേണ്ട കാര്യമില്ല. കാരണം ക്ലാസ്സിൽ വരുന്നവരെ ആഡ് ചെയ്താൽ പോരെ. പിന്നീട് ആരെങ്കിലും ഉണ്ടെങ്കിൽ അവരെയും കൂടി അതിൽ നിന്ന് ആഡ് ചെയ്താൽ മതി. അപ്പം പിന്നെ അതുകൊണ്ടാണ് ഞാൻ ചോദിച്ചത്. നിങ്ങളുടെ ഇമെയിൽ തന്നിട്ട് ഞാൻ എന്ത് ചെയ്യുന്ന വെച്ചാൽ അതിലേക്ക് 2 കാര്യമാണ് വേണ്ടത്. നിങ്ങളുടെ മൊബൈൽ നമ്പറും പിന്നെ ഇമെയിലും പേരും വേണം. അപ്പം അതെൻ്റെ കയ്യിൽ ഓൾറെഡി ഉണ്ട്, ഈ 150 ആൾക്കാരുടെ കയ്യിൽ. അപ്പം അതിൽ നിന്ന് നിങ്ങൾ മെയിൽ തന്നാൽ ഞാൻ അതിന് സെർച്ച് ചെയ്തിട്ട് അതിൻ്റെ മാത്രം ഒരു ലിസ്റ്റ് ഉണ്ടാക്കിയിട്ട് മൂഡിലേക്ക് ലോഡ് ചെയ്യും. പിന്നെ നമുക്കൊരു ഇവാലുവേഷൻ കാണിക്കാൻ വേണ്ടിയിട്ട് എന്നും ഇതിൽ നിന്ന് ഒരു 10 എക്സാമ്പിളൊക്കെ കാണിക്കാമെന്ന് വിചാരിച്ചു. അതിൽ നിന്ന് നമുക്കൊരു 10-20 എക്സാമ്പിളിൽ നിന്ന് ഒരു 5 ചോദിക്കുക. അപ്പം അതിന് പിന്നെ ഒബ്ജക്റ്റീവ് ടൈപ്പ് അതിന് മൂഡിൽ തന്നെ മാർക്ക് അത് ഓട്ടോമാറ്റിക്കലി ഇടും. അങ്ങനെയാകുമ്പോൾ നമുക്ക് കണ്ടിന്യൂസ് ഇവാലുവേഷൻ നടത്താൻ. അതിന് വേണ്ടിയിട്ട് അവസാനം സർട്ടിഫിക്കറ്റ് തരുമ്പോൾ നമ്മൾ ഇവാലുവേഷൻ നടത്തണം എന്നാണ് ഈ ഇതിൻ്റെ ഒരു. ഓക്കെ, അപ്പോൾ ഞാൻ പറഞ്ഞത് മനസ്സിലായല്ലോ?
അപ്പൊ സാറിന് എന്താണ് അയക്കേണ്ടത്? വാട്സപ്പിൽ എങ്ങനെ അയച്ചാറുണ്ട്?
ഇതില് അയച്ചു തന്നാലും മതി. അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഇപ്പൊ നിങ്ങൾ അറ്റൻഡ് ചെയ്ത എല്ലാവരും ഇതിൽ നിങ്ങളുടെ ഇമെയിൽ ID ആഡ് ചെയ്തല്ലോ. ഇതില് നീതു ഫിസിക്സ് ഫോർ യു ജിമെയിലിനൊക്കെ ഉള്ള മാതിരി നിങ്ങളുടെ ഇമെയിൽ ഇതിൽ ഇതാക്കിയ ഞാൻ അതിന് കോപ്പി ചെയ്തിട്ട് ആ മൂഡിൽ ആഡ് ചെയ്തിട്ട് നാളെ മൂഡിലിന്റെ ലിങ്കും ഞാൻ കാണിച്ചു തരാം. അപ്പൊ നിങ്ങൾക്ക് അതിൽ അറ്റൻഡൻസ് മാർക്ക് ചെയ്യാനുണ്ട്. പിന്നെ ക്ലാസ് ഇപ്പോൾ ഏതെങ്കിലും ഒരു ക്ലാസ് നിങ്ങൾക്ക് മിസ്സായി എന്ന് വിചാരിച്ചിട്ട് കുഴപ്പമൊന്നുമില്ല. ചിലപ്പോൾ നമ്മൾ ഓരോ തിരക്കിലായിരിക്കും. അപ്പോൾ നിങ്ങൾക്ക് എന്ത് ചെയ്താൽ മതി വെച്ചാൽ ഞാൻ ആ ക്ലാസ്സുകളൊക്കെ വീഡിയോ റെക്കോർഡ് ചെയ്യുന്നുണ്ട്. അപ്പോൾ ആ വീഡിയോ റെക്കോർഡഡ് വീഡിയോ ഞാൻ ഷെയർ ചെയ്യും. അപ്പം നിങ്ങൾക്ക് അവിടെ ആ സൈറ്റിൽ പോയിട്ട് കാണാം. അവിടുന്ന് വേണേൽ ഡൗൺലോഡ് ചെയ്യാം, ഇതൊക്കെ ചെയ്യാം. ഇനി വേറെ ആർക്കെങ്കിലും ജോയിൻ ചെയ്യണമെങ്കിൽ, നിങ്ങൾക്ക് ഇത് ക്ലാസ് നന്നായിട്ട് തോന്നിയാൽ നിങ്ങൾക്ക് വേറെ ആരെങ്കിലും ജോയിൻ ചെയ്യിപ്പിക്കണമെങ്കിൽ അതും ചെയ്യാവുന്നതാണ്. എന്നോട് പറഞ്ഞാൽ മതി, ഞാൻ അത് ആഡ് ചെയ്യാം.
സർ ഒരു ദിവസം
ഓക്കെ.
ഒരു ടോക്കൺ ഉണ്ടാവോ, ഒരു സെഷൻ ഉണ്ടാവുള്ളൂ, അങ്ങനെയാണോ?
നമ്മൾ ഇങ്ങനെ വെച്ചത് എന്താ വെച്ചാൽ ഇത് 2 മാസം കൊണ്ട് തീർക്കണം എന്നാണ്. അപ്പൊ ഈ സെഷൻ പിന്നെ ഈ ഓണം വെക്കേഷനൊക്കെ ആയതുകൊണ്ട് പിന്നെ ഈ 15 സെഷൻ ഈ 31-ാം തീയതിയുടെ തീർക്കണം എന്നായിരുന്നു എന്നോട് പറഞ്ഞ ഇൻസ്ട്രക്ഷൻ. അപ്പം നമുക്കൊരു അങ്ങനൊരു ഈ ഇതിൻ്റെ ഉണ്ട്. അടുത്ത മാസം ഈ പിന്നെ 20 മാത്തമാറ്റിക്കൊക്കെ 20 സെഷൻ ഉണ്ട്. അത് അടുത്ത മാസവും ചെയ്യാന്നാണ് വിചാരിച്ചത്. പിന്നെ അപ്പൊ എന്താ ചെയ്യാ, അങ്ങനെ പോയാൽ കുഴപ്പമുണ്ടാവും. ചില ദിവസം 2 സെഷനൊക്കെ ഉണ്ടാവും. അപ്പം നമ്മളൊക്കെ തിരക്കിലാണെന്ന് എനിക്ക് അറിയാം. അപ്പൊ എന്താ ചെയ്യാ, എന്താ വെച്ചാല് നമുക്ക് ഈ പിന്നെ യൂണിവേഴ്സിറ്റിക്ക് പിന്നെ നാക്ക് പിന്നെ ഈ കോഴ്സ് അടുത്ത മാസത്തിന്റെ ഉള്ളിൽ തീർക്കണം എന്നാണ്. അങ്ങനെ ഒരു റെസ്ട്രിക്ഷൻ ഉള്ളത് കൊണ്ട് ഉള്ളൊരു ബുദ്ധിമുട്ടാണ്. പക്ഷെ സാർ എടുക്കുന്നതൊക്കെ വളരെ സിമ്പിളായിട്ട് എടുക്കുന്നതാണ്. അപ്പൊ ഇൻ കേസ് നമുക്ക് ഈ വെക്കേഷനും കൂടി യൂട്ടിലൈസ് ചെയ്താൽ അത് പറ്റുമെന്നാണ് എനിക്ക് തോന്നുന്നത്. ഇനിയിപ്പോ നിങ്ങളുടെ കൂടെ അഭിപ്രായം എന്താന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാലോ.
നാളത്തെ സെഷൻ ഉച്ചയ്ക്ക് ശേഷം വയ്ക്കാൻ പറ്റുമോ സർ?
അല്ല,
എല്ലാവർക്കും
അതായിരുന്നു
കുറച്ച്
രാവിലെ
പേര്
ചോദിച്ചത്.
കുറച്ച് പേര്
എലൈറ്റ്
ക്ലാസ് ഉണ്ടെന്നൊക്കെ പറയുന്നുണ്ടായിരുന്നു ഇവിടെ.
അല്ല, അത് നിങ്ങൾക്ക് അൺമ്യൂട്ട് ചെയ്ത് പറഞ്ഞുകൂടായിരുന്നോ?
ഓക്കെ, കുഴപ്പമില്ല സർ.
ഒരു കാര്യം ചെയ്താൽ മതി. ഇൻ കേസ് നിങ്ങൾ ആരെങ്കിലും ലീവ് ആണെങ്കിൽ ഞാൻ ഈ ക്ലാസ് കഴിഞ്ഞ ഉടനെ തന്നെ ആ വീഡിയോ പിന്നെ യൂട്യൂബിൽ അപ്ലോഡ് ചെയ്യും. അന്ന് രാത്രിൻ്റെ ഉള്ളിൽ എപ്പോഴെങ്കിലും നിങ്ങളതൊന്ന് കണ്ടിട്ട് അതിൻ്റെ പിന്നെ ഒബ്ജക്റ്റീവ് ടൈപ്പ് ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻസും കൂടി ആൻസർ ചെയ്താൽ അത് കഴിഞ്ഞു. പിന്നെ എക്സസൈസ് അപ്പൊ നാളെ നിങ്ങൾ നേരത്തെ പറയാത്തോണ്ടാ. നേരത്തെ പറഞ്ഞിട്ട് നമുക്ക് ഉച്ചയ്ക്ക് ആക്കായിരുന്നു. ഇനിയിപ്പോ ഞാനിപ്പോ അത് ഉച്ചക്കിലേക്ക് ആക്കിയാല് ഇതിൽ നിന്ന് എക്സിറ്റ് അടിച്ച ആൾക്കാരും കൂടി ബുദ്ധിമുട്ടാവും. അതുകൊണ്ട് നാളെ നിങ്ങൾക്ക് അങ്ങനെ എന്തെങ്കിലും അസൗകര്യം ഉണ്ടെങ്കിൽ ക്ലാസ്സിൽ പറഞ്ഞാൽ മതി. എന്നാൽ പിന്നെ സാറും അതിനനുസരിച്ച് മാറ്റിക്കോളും. ഓക്കെ, നമുക്ക് നിർത്തിയാലോ?
ഓക്കെ സർ.
ഓക്കെ, പ്രീതയുടേത് ഞാൻ നാളെ പറഞ്ഞു തരാം. ഇന്ന് തന്നെ ആരോട് ചോദിച്ച് പറയാം.
ഓക്കെ ഓക്കെ.
എൻ്റെ ഫോണൊന്ന് എടുത്താൽ മോളെ.